Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Before I begin, like the video, put on your notification bell so that you can know when my next video uploads. And if you like the video, come down in the comment section. Also, I'm going to need y'all to subscribe too, okay? Don't forget to subscribe, y'all. Hey everybody, welcome to my review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, the season finale episode, finally. Oh my God. So we open up at Mel's house, which they gave this aerial view of her house. That house is really nice. Okay, well manicured, all the above. Anyway, she's in the house getting her a good old massage, and the doorbell rings. She asked the masseuse to go answer the door, and who's at the door? Stormy. She said she forgot she invited Stormy over, because I'm sure she remembers she would have set up a table for Stormy. But anyway, Stormy comes sit down, and did y'all peep the product placements all over the place? And Stormy was fixing it for her. So they catch up with each other. Um, they talk about the shoot where they last saw each other. Stormy says she's waiting for the edits to see how it come out. Mel said, you know, you do things well. It's going to be good. So Stormy asked her about the trip. She said the trip went fine. She said it was the things after the trip. So we found out that after the trip, Mel had got the C19, and which is nothing wrong with that. But her messy ass ex-husband went back to his messy ass baby mama and let her know, and she put it on the internet. Now, for me, it's nothing wrong with him going back to tell his baby mama about the C19. Nothing wrong with that at all. But he know his baby mama is messy as hell, especially when it comes to Mel. So that's the only issue I have. For me, it was okay for him to let her know, but the history behind what they went through, he know that bitch is messy. So we also found out that they were having a phone call where Mel said she was checking Martell, and Martell ended up calling Mel the baby mama name, and she was like, no, this ain't that and that ain't this, okay? And Stormy was like, did he do that on purpose? She was like, I don't know. She said, but I don't really care. I'm so far removed from that stuff. So from that, baby mama went on the internet letting everybody know that Mel had C19, and that Martell called her by her name, and she's double sick, and put a discount code with double sick. Like, that lady is sick and twisted, and Martell is messy as hell. So Mel said, listen, this is why I got my boundaries, and this is why I'm going to keep my boundaries, because I ain't letting him back in my life to be disturbing my peace. So Stormy then asked about, what's this going on with Sheree? She was like, I don't know. She said, I've been asking interviews about him and Sheree, and she was like, I don't know that lady. Have nothing bad to say about her. And she was like, people don't realize that I've seen Martell with a bunch of different women. So what's the difference now? Here's what I don't understand is, like, why people still feel like Mel should have any feelings about what the hell Martell is doing. They've been divorced for over 2 years now. She done moved on with her life, ain't messed with the man in I don't know how long. So why should she feel away? I'm not understanding. So give an inch, take a mile. Martell is at his venue where he's having his wine event. He invites Destiny and Chris Fletcher, quote unquote, to have eyes out to make sure everything go good. Anyway, um, Destiny ends up talking about Sheree. He said he don't want to talk about Sheree because it's about the wine event, whatever. So Destiny pulls out this interview that Mel does. Why, Destiny? I'm not understanding why you pulled that out. There was interviews asking her about him dating Sheree, or whatever the fuck her name is, and it basically was saying, like, it doesn't matter who Martell date. That's none of her business. And then they show Martell saying, how dare she say anything about what I do? She ain't never said nothing about what you do. She don't give a fuck about who you dating. I don't understand. Now, Destiny with her messy ass, she was all gloating as the interview was playing. So I'm not understanding, what was your purpose, Destiny, of pulling out that interview? Chris Fetcher's standing there like, why the hell am I in this scene? Get me out of this scene. But Destiny, she's messy as hell. But guess what? You always want to put people's stuff out. Be careful what you want to do with other people's information, because believe, stuff going to come out on you as well. So here's what's annoying is how Martell keeps saying how she have all these people around her kids and this, that. Y'all are divorced. when Mel have the kids, Mel could do what she want with the kids. Just like you could do what you want when you have the kids. So I'm not understanding what the issue is. Not understanding. Who watch the kids when you go to Atlanta when you have your week? Or wherever the hell you go. Cause your mama says she ain't babysitting. She got a life too. So Destiny asked him, why didn't he tell Mel about him dating Cherie before social media? And he says it's none of Mel's business. Exactly. Just like what she do is none of your business. All of a sudden, Tisha wants to dress like a couple that's walking in together. She wants to be cohesive, which they've never done in the past. But okay. Then they get in the confessionals and talk about Martell and how Martell is gonna come dressed to the nines and how he had on a wolf and next he gonna have on a pterodactyl. They be disrespecting Martell constantly, especially Marcel. Then they get in the confessional talking about Martell's wine, like his red wine and their champagne don't compare to each other. If you drink his champagne, it's to black excellence versus drinking Martell's red wine, which you drink on a Wednesday to wind down. Just say you're going to support another black business. Why y'all got to be disrespectful? So Tisha and Marcel is in a scene just to talk about Mel. They have a little small talk before that, but they in a scene to talk about Mel as usual. Marcel talks about how he found an interview that he listened to about Mel, saying that she don't care and and that she's unbothered. He said, just because you unbothered, you're not unbothered. He said, if you say you don't care, that means you do care. So if you say you care, that means you don't care? Like, you're not making any sense, Marcel. All this to try to make Mel look like she's wrong for what she said. That's how she feel. If she said it, that's how she feel. What's wrong with y'all? He said no one ever responds to things that don't bother them. So you and Tisha must be pressed. Because y'all always talk about Mel. Always. He also says that Mel is bothered because Martell leveled up. Like y'all are retarded. Sheree is a beautiful woman, but she ain't no level up. It took her how many 15, 20, 11 years to do a business that she been talking about for 20, 11 years, okay? Built a house in 15 years. Like, come on, y'all. That ain't no level up. Not to mention, she had a whole fashion show with clothes that she not even selling in her business right now. That sounds like a scam to me. But according to you, it's a level up? Okay. So they saw the people walking into Martell's wine event. And Martell in confession like he wants everything to go perfect. The venue they was at was a really nice venue. It had the overlook of the city, I'm assuming that is. And then they end up on the ladies of the show. And not 2 seconds in, here go Letitia. The big question is Mel going to show up? Oh, God, I can't. Like, I'm going to need you to get a new storyline, please. Tiffany goes on to talk about Mel. Oh, my God, y'all. And she asked Destiny if her and Mel are good. Mel said, we agree to disagree. And Tisha says, that's adult stuff. And she was like, exactly. So Destiny tells Tiffany not to ponder on it long. We good. And Tisha says, we Gucci. And did y'all see Destiny's face? She had to think about if she was going to curse Tisha out or not. So Tiffany says she wanted to know if her and Mel were being fake at the peace party. And Destiny says the only person that was getting on my nerves was you, Tiffany. And Tisha makes this face like, girl. Now, Tisha, some days her makeup be on point, but other days her makeup be looking crazy. Who did your makeup for this event? Ugh. Then we got Marcel and Chris Fletcher finally having a conversation about the Atlanta meetup where Marcel claims he was with Chris Fletcher the whole time. Although Tisha didn't even know he went to Atlanta. Okay. So Chris Fletcher said that he caught a lot of heat behind Marcel saying that he was with a friend and then naming Chris Fletcher. Marcel said he didn't like the way that Tisha was questioning him about him being in Atlanta. And then in his confessional, he said, Chris Fletcher could have answered the question directly or something like that. But his answer was built up too. Because he feels like it's nobody's business who he was with. but it was your wife asking you the questions. He said Chris Fletcher didn't answer the question without bias. So you wanted Chris Fletcher to lie for you? He said he wasn't with you the whole time. He was only with you for about 2 hours. So what you do for the other 20-something hours in the day? Anyway, Martell walks over to greet all the fellas. They ask if he there by himself, and he end up walking away. They really want to make Sheree part of this storyline. And at this point, I think they scrubbed each other pictures off the internet because the shit didn't work. The plan didn't work. Here go Tisha asking about Mel again. Damn, that girl live in your head rent free. So Martell gets in his confessional and lets us know that him and Sheree decided that it'd be best that she not come to his event because it'll be more focused on them dating, and he wants the event to be focused on his wine and his family, legacy, whatever, Martell. Or were you really hoping that Mel would show up? So Kimmy and Maurice makes an appearance. Kimmy looks fabulous. She looks so beautiful. And Tisha grabs her up to take a picture. I don't know what the hell that was about, but anyway. So Martell lets us know that he wrote this speech. It took him a couple of days to prepare the speech because he wasn't prepared in Atlanta. And when he did his speech, he stumbled over his words. If you took a couple of days, you should know this speech by heart. You shouldn't even be looking down at the doggone paper you wrote it on. What the hell? So anyway, he manages to make sure he recognizes his grandmother. He recognizes his uncles and his mama in the speech. And he has an African saying at the end of his speech. Now I know you ain't write that speech. Somebody had to help you with that speech. Overall, I feel like his event was a success. I don't know. I wasn't there. Can't tell you. But for the show purposes, I think his event was a success. So we have Kimmy and Maurice sitting with Destiny and Stormy. She lets them know that since the peace party that she has breast cancer. Stormy jumps up to give her a big old hug, and Destiny looking at the camera like she looking for a cue if she should get up or not. But I just think Destiny is emotionally detached. She's only emotional when she causing trouble. Then we have Marcel talking to Jalen. His stupid ass gonna say Kimmy and Maurice is late. Jalen was like, yeah, they got a lot of things they going through. Why would you say something like that? Are you looking for a moment here too? So Jalen lets us know that he's never seen his mom vulnerable. He said he's never seen Kimmy cry. He said this is like the second time he's seen her cry, and to see her cry, it really hurts him. And he feel like he can't be emotional the way he wants to be emotional because he's a man. Like, I'm going to need you to kill that. Cry if you want to. I ain't saying you got to do it in public, but let it out. Let your mom know how you feel. If you can't talk to your mom or anybody else, go to therapy. Then we have Give an Inch, Take a Mile, Martell, showing up at Melody house. He said that Melody has every right to be upset with him over the things that transpired over the past couple of weeks. So he knew what was going on. He claims in the confessional that he stopped by Melody's house because he wanted to talk about the kids. One is going to another grade and then something else with another child. So when Mel opens the door, she has a bag in her hand for the girls. So why Mel didn't know you was coming over to talk about the kids? She thought you was coming to get the bag for the girls. Mel said, you come over here for what? So he was like, don't keep me out here in all the heat, and tried to walk in her house. She was like, what you doing? She was like, yeah, it's outside today. And then he caught an attitude. Mr. Give an Inch, Take a Mile, Martell caught an attitude. He felt disrespected. Come to find out, he ain't never been invited into Mel's house. So why you have an attitude right now? I don't understand. Mel says she set her boundaries and she sticking to them. You ain't coming in her motherfucking house. She ain't say motherfucking. She said you ain't coming in her house right now. And I said what I said. Mel said anytime she does anything with Martell, it becomes drama and negativity. She ain't doing it. You're fucking with her peace, okay? Martell feels that he thought they was in a good place. He should be invited into her home. No, You must have forgot all the things you did to her. Hell no, I wouldn't invite that negativity into my space either. A matter of fact, you need to sage your whole property after he leave. So Martell comes back for what? I don't know. Mel says she don't know how to deal with his PMS anymore. She's so far removed from him. She don't know how to deal with his shit. She said that he likes drama.
That was amazing.
And he needs to just admit it. And she ain't the woman for you to be pitting her against women. She ain't checking for you. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks again to my new subscribers. I really, really appreciate you guys. Come down in the comment section if y'all want to discuss this episode. Peace.